I hope you're doing well and you're enjoying your day. Today's topic is anxiety and the formula of anxiety. We're going to make a distinction between fear and anxiety. Fear as something that we feel in the reality, and anxiety as something that we make up ourselves. And we're going to talk about this formula of anxiety because I would like to understand how things come together, how we make it up, and how we could go against it. It's going to be easier once you know what to do in order to have something against that anxiety on a daily basis. So when we talk about the fear is one of 7 basic emotions by Dr. Paul Ekman. The 7 basic emotions are fear, sadness, anger, surprise, contempt, disgust, and joy. Unfortunately, these days we're having not that much of joy. I hope you have more and you're always having more, so pay attention to that. Coming back to fear and anxiety. Fear, we said something is real. So meaning when you are in the woods and you're walking around, all of a sudden you see a snake, then you run away or you jump away, you jump to the side because you want to protect yourself. So fear is some basic emotion that is programmed in you directly by birth. It is basically programmed before birth. Every healthy baby that comes to the world, that is born with those 7 basic emotions. They are already programmed in the limbic system, and fear is meant to protect you. So if you would feel joy once you see a tiger coming upon you or towards you, then I guess this would be something not absolutely adequate. So having said that, fear is there to protect you, and it's programmed in your brain because it has to be created right away when you are finding yourself in a dangerous or hazardous situation. Anxiety is not. Anxiety is not real. Anxiety is something that we make up, and anxiety can never exist in the here and now, which fear can. So I'm walking in the woods, I see the snake right now, in the here and now. I'm gonna jump aside because fear has been created and I'm going to be protecting myself. Now, anxiety is something that is either related to the experiences from the past, projected into the future, which means, let's have an example. Imagine someone that is going to take an exam in 2 weeks' time, mathematics whatsoever, school, university, doesn't matter. So now the person is going to say something like, I'm not going to pass it. And the person is feeling anxiety. The person is anxious about this. Now, why is this? And let us come to the formula of anxiety right now. The formula of anxiety is you're going to have thoughts or cognitions which are negative. You're going to have feelings, also some basic emotions. And then you're going to have a state of being which is most likely insecurity. That equals anxiety. So having said that, the thought or your cognition is, I'm not going to make it. So I'm not going to make it is basically, I have to be anxious because I'm going to fail. And as you see, I'm going to fail is in the future, it's not in the here and now. It's in 2 weeks' time. I'm not failing right now. I'm gonna fail the exam. That's what I'm telling myself. So this is in the future. And it might be related to different experiences from before. Maybe the person has failed 1 or 2 exams in mathematics. Now the experience is mostly negative, and that's why the person is saying, well, I failed one or two, this one, the third one, I'm going to fail as well. I'm not going to make it. Okay? And when the person says, I'm not going to make it, I'm not going to make it is sort of a conviction. I am convinced, basically I'm convincing myself that I'm not going to make it. Well, is that true? How do you know you're not going to make it? Do you have any evidence that you're not going to make it? Just think about it, isn't it? How do you know that you're not going to make it? Yes, you failed the first exam, you failed the second exam. I understand. What is telling you that you're going to fail the third one? And now looking at the first exam and the second exam, if we are examining this really, taking it into the depth of it, you know, did you learn enough? Did you give yourself the time to learn, or did you start to learn 3 days before the exam? Did you put yourself under stress? And now, is that also your experience? That learning for exams is making it stressful for you? Well, you're not looking really at what you have done. You're not looking at, I have been stressing myself, I had enough time to learn, I didn't, I just took the last 3 days before the exam, put myself under a lot of stress, and I start to learn in 3 days the stuff that I had to learn in 3 weeks or 3 months, right? So now you have that stress, okay? And you are relating to that experience of stress and being totally contracted, telling yourself all the time, being anxious because stress causes anxiety. So telling yourself you're not going to make it. That was the first, that was the second experience. And now you're telling yourself, out of quotation marks, conviction, I'm not going to make it. Is that going to help you? If you tell yourself, hey, I'm not going to make it, so you know you're not going to make it. And that's why I have been asking this question. How do you know you're not going to make it? What did you do in the past in order to make it? What are you doing right now to pass the exam? Okay, so these are all the questions. Again, I repeat myself. You're going to have cognitions, negative cognitions and thoughts, which is I'm not going to make it. You're going to have the feeling of, oh, I'm not good enough, which is another cognition. Feeling of sort of sadness. You're disappointed, you might feel a little bit of shame. Now, sadness is another basic emotion that you're causing by yourself through that negative thoughts. But looking at it, the disappointment and then the shame whatsoever, because I'm not good enough, I have to be ashamed. I'm not gonna make it. People are gonna look at me. People are gonna say, hey, you didn't make it. You didn't pass the exam. Sort of the message, shame on you, which is our inner criticizer a lot of time, criticizing us, criticizing oneself. So plus that insecurity and stress, which are the states of being at the time, that gives the anxiety. So that's the formula. And we have been doing something against this anxiety right now. We have been asking, how do you know? Please describe in detail, give evidence. How do you know that you're not going to pass the exam? Okay? And doing this is going to show you that you are not helpless. You're not powerless. Yes, I can do something against it. Yes, I can give myself more time. I can start to learn 3 weeks ahead instead of 3 days. Okay? When I'm learning, I'm gonna, turn on a candle or whatsoever, have some nice things on the table, eat some good food, or have something to drink. Just make it less stressful for myself. Having fun learning, okay? So a lot of the students, when they come to the therapies, when they come to me, that's exactly what they do, okay? They go to learn, they go to their room, they go to their desk, and they want to learn under stress. Well, let me tell you one thing. Under stress, your prefrontal cortex and the dorsolateral cortexes, okay, so these parts on the left hemisphere, they are fragmented because you're under stress, because you have activated the HPA axis, okay? Stress hormones and so on. I'm not going to get into a lot of detail right here. These are going to go to your kidney. The gland is going to produce cortisol. The cortisol is going to come back to your brain, and your brain is going to be absolutely stressed. The frontal cortex, prefrontal cortex is going to be fragmented. And of course, when it's fragmented, your working memory is not really functioning. So you put yourself under this stress. Be sure you are not going to learn the way you could learn if you would just take it easy. All right. So take it easy upon yourself. Now, coming back to the topic, there is the fear. There was the snake. It is real. Okay. It is at the moment you have to protect yourself. That's why your brain is going to cause that fear. It's going to produce it, and you're going to jump aside or run away. Okay. Or whatsoever you're going to do. In some other situation, you might showing that behavioral strategy of fighting. So you're going to defend yourself. So it's the fight, flight, freeze whatsoever. You know? Now, anxiety is something that you don't need to have. You really don't need to have. So one thing that you should enhance in your life in order to not feeling that anxiety all the time is awareness. So there are many awareness exercises that you could do to enhance your awareness, because the more aware you are that you are in the here and now, okay? In the here and now, there is no anxiety. Anxiety was in the past because I failed the exams. Anxiety is in 2 weeks' time because I'm probably going to fail the exam. So please make sure that you enhance your awareness. Something else that you have to do in order to fighting the anxiety is just have a look at what I said. Fighting the anxiety. Don't give up on it. Fight it, okay? Anger, we said, is another basic emotion that is born with you, that is programmed in you when you're born. So use that one. Be angry, okay? And use self-verbalization. What sportsmen do all the time, okay? The tennis player is gonna just play the ball in the out, and he's gonna self-verbalize, hey, come on, you have been training so much, you know it, you know how to do it, you're good, concentrate, you know. This is self-verbalization. So they are becoming angry at the fact of playing the ball in the out. But they're coming back to themselves and saying, hey, you need to pay attention. You know how to do it. Make it. Come on. Give everything that you have. So they're also fighting it. Don't give up when you get anxious. Most of the people give up. I think anger is going to be one of my next topics that I'm going to talk about, because anger is something absolutely misunderstood in our society. It is not well seen. So people always try to be acting on daily basis and behaving, and they're laterally trying to put anger aside, like anger does not belong to us. No, this is not true. Anger belongs to our life. It is programmed in our brain, and we have it. Now, we don't want to be angry all day, but we have it. So we have to accept it. Now, this is the third word that I'm going to talk about, which means acceptance. Just accept for now that you're anxious. Look at it. Try to put everything in the formula I gave you. Accept what is right now. Don't stress out of it again and again and again. And try to find out how you can take away those negative cognitions and negative thoughts. I'm not going to make it. Okay? If you're thinking about the experience of the past, tell yourself that this is the past. The past is gone. The past is not today anymore. Okay? And the future is in 2 weeks' time. So what can you do right here and right now? Learning. Okay? Make it easy peasy for yourself. Just have fun. Sit down. Learn. Concentrate on the things that you have to do. okay? Don't let stress take you, okay? And have a nice program of how you could learn the stuff that you have to learn in order to pass the exam, okay? So one more time, fear is not anxiety. Anxiety is not fear. Fear is absolutely real, and anxiety is something that we make up. So what we make up, we can also easily get rid of. Please pay attention. If you're suffering from severe anxiety, you should go and see a colleague therapist, a professional therapist. If you have anxiety as sort of a personality disorder, because you have been suffering from that anxiety and fearful situations throughout childhood and adolescence until young adult age, your personality has been capturing that. So which means you have an anxious personality. Also, then you should consult a professional therapist. Other than that, if you are anxious from time to time, whatever the topic is, you have the formula, you know what to do, just get rid of it. You can. I'm sure you can. You can be sure that you can. So the prior president said, yes, we can. So then let's do it. Okay? Take away those negative thoughts and cognitions. Try not to bring stress into the game. Okay? Don't create that state of insecurity for yourself. Okay? And look at the feelings. If you feel shame because you think you're not good enough, then ask yourself, why should I be ashamed? I'm good enough as everybody else. Okay? I'm not looking at other people if they pass their exam or not, and if they don't, I'm not telling them that they're not good enough. So just try to take away the one or the other part from that formula in order to break down the anxiety into pieces. Okay? Hey, thank you very much for your attention. I hope you enjoyed the video. You might want to subscribe or just give us a thumb. However, enjoy your time.